Hello, it's Erica. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, again, and I feel like ranting. I'm just a little bit kind of sad. I want to rant for the sole purpose of motivating any Catholics watching this. Okay? What are we doing? What are we doing? Look at the state of the world, okay? It's horrible. It's rotten. Mary, some popes, have said that souls are just falling into hell. Falling into hell. Like snowflakes or something. And we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing. We're not even trying hard to save our own children. Okay? So here's what I mean. Okay, I'll just knock out some topics. Right. The number one basically issue, I believe, and I think that some saints, or maybe Mary, spoke about it, in our country is sins of the flesh. And you can see it. It's in our movies, in our music, in TV shows, pornographic images everywhere. And you can see it in the family with adultery and the over 50% divorce rate, most of it most likely due to adultery. And what do we do? What's the only thing we can do to fight that, right? The only thing us Catholic mothers can do, and fathers, to fight that evil that is sending souls to hell, right? Modesty and teaching our children to be pure and teaching our children to be modest. But what do you see? I see homeschooling good Catholics that even attend daily Mass, putting their little girls in bikinis and sending them off to swim team. I see those same families, homeschooling families, watching shows on Netflix and movies in which people are committing adultery and fornication outside of wedlock with their 13-year-olds, with their 5-year-olds. We're training our children to the opposite. What's going on here? Catholics, look at what we're doing. Now, I'm not judging a single person watching this because I had an awakening about 8 months ago. And I just decided that my home is not going to have any more evil in it. I'm no more TV. My children are not going to have television because it's evil. And people are like half the people, if not more, that I know are going to think I'm insane. But no more. No more. The saints would be turning in their grave. Jesus and Mary in heaven are looking down at us Catholics, receiving the Eucharist, going to daily Mass, and even homeschooling our children, and shaking his head like, why are we watching The Office? The only way that we can fight this evil is in our home. And with the way that we speak and dress and teach our children. And we're not even fighting it in our own home. Let alone going out onto the streets and talking to all these people about it. I mean, I could just go on. What else about that topic? Get off Facebook. Get off Netflix. Get off Amazon. Wear skirts. It's common sense. It's common sense, okay? It covers more. So if we want to fight this culture's attitude about women being objects, what's the best way to do that? You know? What's the best way? Be modest. Just do it. Just do it. Okay? I know, like I said, 7 months ago. That's it. Before that, I was a tepid, lukewarm, apathetic Catholic that just had the thoughts of the truth, but I couldn't live it. It was too hard. I wanted the attention. I wanted to be like everybody else. But then I realized, no more. Done. Done being apathetic. Done being tepid. And of course, I'm a failure still. But at least I'm trying. And I'm challenging you guys to try harder. Wearing leggings is not doing the opposite. We need to do the opposite. We need to be extreme. This culture is extremely rotten. Extremely rotten. And disgusting. And people are just falling into hell. Oh yeah, but these pants are kind of modest. No. It's the principle. Okay, it's the principle of bringing back ladies. What's the opposite of a fornicating woman or man? Ladies and gentlemen, okay? That are actually, not just by, the way they look, the way that they talk, but actual ladies and gentlemen that hold themselves to a higher standard and are pure of heart and good and dress as such. And then I know these ladies that wear skirts all the time and dress modest and put their children into swim team or ballet. And I'm like, what's the point? Don't even wear skirts. Why? Why are you wearing skirts and then putting your child in ballet or swim team? On the one, you're like, okay, we need to be modest and be extreme and wear only skirts. Oh, but it's okay because the culture says that swimming is important and ballet is a good skill to have. It's okay to wear underwear just for these instances in public and promote promiscuity, lust, immorality. You think that when these men go to swim meets or dance team where they're dressing provocatively, you don't think that thoughts are going into their head? Oh, it's the man's fault. No, it's also both. Okay, so the woman is doing the scandalizing and the man is allowing himself to be scandalized. I just heard that recently. I could go on. I could go on and on. And on Netflix, there's now children being abused in movies and episodes of things. under 18 women being paid to do things, and men, we're literally watching prostitution. We're watching people commit grave mortal sin, and we're laughing. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. When you watched The Notebook, the scene, between them, Titanic, the scene where he draws her, I can just think off the top of my head multiple scenes. Those actresses and actors are committing mortal sin. Grave mortal sin that, if they're fully aware of it, or even maybe partially aware of it, will send them to hell. And we're laughing or enjoying the scene. And then teenagers between the ages of 13 and 18 are in these scenes as well. Making out or whatever the scene is. In dressed in bikinis. It's, I can't even. Get rid of Netflix. Get rid of Amazon. Get rid of Facebook. Be extreme. It doesn't matter, even if you choose to only watch the good things. Okay. Someone walks into your home and sees that you don't even have a TV. You don't think that that's going to touch their heart a little bit? You don't think that's going to plant a seed? Of course it will. Imagine if all Catholics didn't have TVs or Netflix or Facebook. We could change the world. All of our coworkers would be like, Catholics really do want to change the world. They really have standards, these Catholics. I don't really see a problem with these things on TV, but if this entire group of people is fighting against it, maybe there is a problem. Maybe I should look into it. Catholics, do better for your children, for your grandchildren, for the future. Seriously. My coworkers, one of them was talking about the idea of dating a married man, amongst other things besides dating. And all of my coworkers were laughing and telling her to go for it. I was the only one that told her, no, respect yourself more than that. Respect them more than that. Don't do that. Don't. And I was just shocked that I was the only one that was like, why would you think about, kissing or dating a married man? Let alone a not married man, infidel or fornication or whatever. Anyways, and then I've got my other people I know over here in nursing school showing her 2-year-old, maybe 3-year-old, The Walking Dead. And these 2 and 3-year-olds through 18-year-olds are being allowed to watch sex scenes. Jesus said, who scandalizes children, it would be better for the person that scandalizes a child to have an anchor tied around their neck and be thrown into the water. And we're calling ourselves Catholics, yet allowing our children to have cell phones where they can just have the internet on their cell phone and look up pornography. We are going to pay for that. Don't you know? Don't you believe that? Don't you understand? In your conscience, in your heart of hearts, you have to know. It's in your power to take away these cell phones that have the internet and protect your children's souls from mortal sin. And yet, just to go with the world, to go with the sharks, instead of being the fish that goes the other way, we're allowing our children to have cell phones. No, my children are not getting cell phones. No way! No way. No way. So much evil. Texting boys, texting girls, inappropriate stuff. And then they meet up with each other when they're 16, 15, 13 years old. Have abortions, get on contraception, which also causes little abortions. Why is everybody losing their mind? How do we not wake up? Get rid of your TV. Get rid of cell phones for your children. Give them a flip phone maybe, if you're worried about them. If you want them to call you after the swim meet. A flip phone. And switch swim meet to piano or something beautiful that makes the world a better place. Be extreme. Okay? Go to Mass. Pray your rosaries. Our Lady of Fatima said to do it. Why aren't we doing it? Why? We don't have 15 minutes a day? Or 45 if you want to be real extreme, like St. Francis de Sales, and pray 3 rosaries a day. That's my goal. Because, again, I'm just challenging you guys. I'm just saying. Just saying. Make the world better. Stop being tepid. I love that word. And get on your knees on the hard ground in adoration and pray a rosary. Get on your knees on the hard ground in front of the shrine that you make in the place of where the TV was. Don't you believe all the stories? You Catholics, don't you believe the saint stories? If you believe them, and the rosary stories, and the miracle stories from prayer, if you believe these stories, say to God, help my unbelief, and pray. Okay? I don't believe enough. I'm the first one to admit. When I get on my knees and pray a rosary, I have doubt in me because I haven't seen. I'm a doubting Thomas. I have to, blessed are those who believe without seeing, and that's what I'm praying for. Give me that belief without seeing, God. Get on your knees, pray a rosary every day because Mary told us. It's that simple. Mary, the Mother of God, told Saint Dominic, told the kids at Fatima, and told that saint that starts with an A that came 100 years after Saint Dominic. I forgot his name. All of them, and hundreds more. She told, pray a rosary daily. And we're not doing it. Catholics used to. A couple hundred years ago, there was way more passionate Catholics. There's over 1 billion Catholics right now in the world. At least, if my memory is correct. It's close to 1 billion, either way. Imagine the miracles that would happen if we all prayed a rosary every day and got rid of a TV and put a shrine, a big Sacred Heart Jesus, and made reparations and adoration to the Sacred Heart of Jesus every day and prayed a rosary. and wore our scapulars and our miraculous medals, and begged and begged for the church hierarchy to be fixed, because it's all sorts of messed up, and begged for our country to become pure and holy again, and beg, just beg, for our families to be saved. That's what it's really about, right? Are you happy? Are you joyful? Do you have a good family? Truly, truly. Not are you having fun at your swim meets and your barbecues. Do you have the peace of being pretty sure that your children are on the right path to heaven? Oh gosh, I long for that peace. I don't have that peace. My children have not been so lucky. So I just pray. And I'm challenging you guys to pray. And now that I have this mindset of being an extreme, fighting the rottenness of this disgusting culture, I'm not going to allow my little 2 ones to be scandalized. My 5 and my 3-year-old. I'm not going to allow them to be scandalized. And I challenge you to do that. Have some self-control. Fight the culture. Fight the evil. It's the only way to fix all this adultery, all this horror, absolute horror that we're putting humanity through as a culture. Abortions, babies screaming and kicking while they're being tortured and ripped apart with tools. Their mouths are wide open and they're flailing their arms and legs as the doctor's scraping their legs off. And we do nothing. We sit and watch Netflix and scroll through Facebook and have our barbecues. Go to Mass and beg God. What else? Oh no, just get rid of your imperfections too. Just do it. If you're a smoker, just stop. It's that simple. Just stop. Just refuse to go buy another pack. Mortify yourself. If you want a miracle, mortify yourself. Deny yourself. Nobody hears these words anymore. Nobody actually lives those words or wants those words. Let me tell you, my suffering in my life is the reason why I'm as Catholic as I am now. I used to hate suffering. I used to see the suffering as such a burden. I mean, I've literally suffered the last 20 years of my life. Constantly. And I saw it as horrible. Like, I hated it. Now I'm looking back and I love it. I'm grateful for it because as long as I try harder than I am now, but keep trying to go down the right path, I feel like I have a higher shot at heaven because of my suffering. And it really truly brings me joy that my suffering wasn't for nothing, because I know it wasn't. I know God allowed it. So don't run from suffering. Put that pack of cigarettes down. Go to, counseling and and become a different person, become a kinder, more loving person. And by counseling, I don't mean like this garbage counselors that are in our culture. I mean like spiritual direction from a good priest or something. And change who you are for the better. Even though it's hard, just do it though. We've become so used to immediate, instant gratification in this culture. That's why we just buy whatever we want and eat whatever we want and watch whatever we want and go wherever we want with whoever we want. And it's not good. It's not good. It's why our country is disgusting right now. It's the reason. It's the selfishness and the instant gratification. It's ruined our culture. So deny yourself that food, the Netflix, the Facebook, the McDonald's, as that one comedian says, McDonald's, which I won't watch anymore because he's full of corruption as well. Just put those smokes down, the pornography. Just stop. Just stop. Go to confession. And then stop. I'm going to try harder with my imperfections and weaknesses, that's for sure. And I challenge you guys, be extreme. Fight the culture. Talk about your faith. Talk about it. To your children, especially. But if you have time for others outside of your house, how is this mess going to be fixed with our own priests and our own Catholics being so apathetic and selfish and I don't know. Work on yourself too. Stop criticizing everybody else. It might sound like that's what I'm doing in this video, but that's not. Like I said, I'm not judging a single soul. I'm challenging people to start being Catholic. Be a traditional Catholic. Just be a Catholic. If you're Catholic, be a Catholic. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing to say, I guess, but have reverence. Wear dresses and suits to Mass, too. What's with this skinny jeans and t-shirts in front of Christ the King? If you go in front of the President of the United States, I think I said this once before, you would wear your best, right? Right? So wear your best. It's going to give people a stronger belief in the Eucharist. If they enter a church and they see people kneeling multiple times, and they see people dressing nice, and with their head bowed, and their hands together praying, and they're silent, and they're not laughing amongst each other, and joking in the middle of the sanctuary, in front of Jesus in the Eucharist, joking about some TV show or something they saw on Facebook. It's not cool. It's not cool. No, it's not. Abortion, homosexuality, adultery, divorce, sex trafficking. And we do nothing. We can't even go to daily Mass or pray our rosaries or protect our own children from it. Come on, Catholics. Rise above, okay? guess I'll be done with this rant. I don't know what else to say. I only know a couple people in my life that actually do these things. And like I said, I'm guilty too, you know. Let's do it together. Me, you, everyone start right now. And be a Catholic. Change the world. Be a saint. Okay? Seriously. What else? I don't know. Love your wife. That's what I was going to say. Wife, respect your husband. Men, learn how to lead. Women, serve your family. It's the most beautiful thing I could possibly imagine, possibly fathom. Having a family where the husband gets home from work and leads the family in the rosary, and then reads a saint story to the children, and then dances in the living room with his wife, in front of the babies,